Hey, what's up, everyone? Dan Ramos here with another Ramos Stories. This edition now is taking place in my third floor outdoor balcony because I am locked out. And I'm going to be using the 7%, the 7% on my iPhone to just run the time and wait until my girlfriend Carla comes back with the keys, which then she'll be saving me. It's so funny. I had everything ready. I had my wallet. I had my phone. I grabbed my stupid bike helmet. I don't walk around with a regular helmet. I have a bike. And then locked the door from the inside, and as soon as the door shut, I just said keys. Phone was at a 24%. Spent most of that on some stupid Instagram story and promoting some other video that Andrew Orolfo and I did. Check it out. It's called Filipino Food or Honda Accord. It's a game show where Andrew and I are hosting, and there are about 5 to 10 images. I'm not going to give you the exact length because I want you to discover it on your own. And there is a winner at the end, and somebody wins a prize. So go check it out. Filipino Food or Honda Accord. Okay, now I'm at a 6%. 2 minutes, okay. That's a good gauge. It is October 13th, Tuesday, 4:06 p.m. I am looking at the beautiful Griffith Observatory. There is no more orange in the air, I hope. So to my left is a view of the Griffith Observatory. To my right is of downtown LA. I see a couple of towers. That bristling sound that you hear right there is the avocado tree. And yes, there are avocados being grown at the moment. There's this lady that takes care of the apartment. She tells me that these avocados is probably the biggest avocado tree on the block. And maybe twice a year, people would come in from the neighborhood, jump on this freaking other apartment rooftop, whatever, and just start picking at it. So this is what I'm gonna do. I could actually grab 3 large avocados. Hold on here. I'm actually gonna see if this is ready. The lady was like, yeah, just make sure that, it's bigger than the palm of your hand. Oh, wow. Holy crap. Okay, sounds pretty tough. I'm gonna let that sit for another couple of weeks, or until I forget, and then it drops on my head when I'm trying to grab my bike on the ground floor. Now, yeah, man, being stuck. It's so funny, right? You got keys. You have a home. You leave your keys inside of your home. Now you're homeless. I just had a panic attack, First thing, my keys, and I said, shit. And then next thing, I searched for my phone. That's the other panic attack. I'm like, okay, phone's over here, wallet's over there, perfect. What do I have? What are my choices? If I leave the apartment and go walk around, I won't be able to come back. And if I won't come back, I won't know when Carla's going to come back because my phone's slowly going to run out. And because I'm recording this important podcast for you guys, Ramos Stories, check it out. Also add me at Dan Ramos Comedy on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, whatever. Carla's going to save me in the next hour or two. Who knows? Who the hell knows? So what's been up with me? I've been dealing with this friggin' foot. I've been avoiding meat. I haven't eaten This is amazing. I'm a 5'4" fat Filipino funny man who hasn't touched beef in over a month. Thank you. Thank you for people that are listening in Singapore, Vietnam, Netherlands, Ireland, US, Canada, Philippines, Japan, Germany, and I believe Spain, France as well. Bonjour, salut. And Australia. Yo, honestly, every single Singapore, there's someone in Singapore listening to me. You're that 1%, so I say thank you. Someone in Australia, I don't know who you are, okay? I don't know who the fuck you are. But if you're listening to me, whoever you are in Australia or New Zealand, I don't want to, put you guys into one little clump, but yo, man, what's up? Thank you for listening to my madness. And to that person in UK, yo, man, you got it. Okay, you okay in my book. You okay, A-OK, UK. Do I have to pee? No, I'm good. Still at 6%. Man, I don't know what kind of other podcasts you guys listening to. I don't, you ever hear someone just ask you, hey, you listen to Rogan? And you just know that you don't want to be friends with them anymore. Right, that's already a given. Hey, listen to Rogan, and then you're like, I don't want to listen to you or ever see you. Can I block you in real life? Man. Internet, let me tell you. When I just said blocked, I just went into this whole other world of the first time I went out with someone who was online. It was my first date. This is so crazy. And if she's listening, if you're listening, Misty Ann from Montreal, then let me tell you that that was the best first date ever. So here we go. Ramos Stories. Juicy edition numero uno. So back when the internet started, if you were Asian, you had to have... No, not MySpace. Fuck MySpace. I'm talking about Asianavenue. For all those Asian people, don't lie. If you're a Filipino American, Chinese American, Japanese American, Korean American, Indian American, you know what the fuck I'm talking about when I say Asianavenue.com. Asianavenue.com, BlackPlanet.com, and AOL.com chat room for those white perverts. That is what I'm talking about. We all had our own separate, segregated websites. Now, Asianavenue was the hub. Okay. Asianavenue was a hub where white people never existed. Did that hurt for some of you? It did? Oh, okay. Well, that's the truth, okay? Asianavenue was a place where white people never existed. Someone right now is trying to cancel me as they're listening. And they're like, go on, Dan, say more. Well, let me tell you, fucking idiot. Asianavenue was the hub for Asians, okay? You gotta be top dog boss to be on Asianavenue. Because first of all, you gotta have a really cool page. What makes it a good page? Well, number one, you could be a racer, okay? A rice rocket guy, I don't know. Someone who is really into Asian cars and Asian lifestyles and, AZN, right? Rice rockets, all that stuff. You gotta type with a caps lock on and off, capital on, capital off. So it sounds like this if I'm talking to you in real life. I type like that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not bullshitting with you. It's Asianavenue. Another thing with Asianavenue is if you like. Oh yeah. If what else? Pretty hot babes, right? What goes with rice rockets? Models. At the time, fuck. Fast and Furious? Are you kidding me? Import models, all import magazines, all that shit. Japanese. Initial D? Man, so yeah, if you're a babe, you're probably like sweetie baby Asian Thai girl, or if you're dark skinned Filipina chick, you'd be like, oh, I'm like 50% Filipina, but like 50% Chinese or Chexicana or Chexican, Mexican, Japanese or Filipino, Vietnamese or Filipinese. I'm 1% Asian, 99% Spanish, and your nose is like so freaking like flatter than like flat earthers. And then so you got the Rice Rocket guys, you got the Rice Rocket girls who are the girlfriends of the Rice Rocket, and then you got the weirdos, me. What was my page? I would go. If I had Vivek Patel right now, Vivek Patel used to invite me to these Montreal racing drag race events. So we would go to the Montréal Olympique, la Parc Olympique à Montréal, which is the Olympic Stadium, and all the cars would just be there, and I would put my camera and pictures, and I would just like pose with the models, pose with the cars, but then I would like go back home, Photoshop bubbles on top of the models. So it'd be me with a bunch of like chicks from like SoCal, Southern California. If you don't know what that means, I'd be like photoshopping pictures of me with my freaking raver hair and denim suit from I'm not gonna say Fat Farm. It was like something lower than that. It was just some. Anyway, yeah, I take pictures of me with the models, and then I just Photoshop thought bubbles in their heads. I'd be like, "Hey, lady, you're such a cool lady," and then their thought bubbles like, "Ew, what a disgusting troll," or like, "Oh, I can't believe man, did he smell my farts and shit," or whatever. It was really funny. So to be elite, okay, this was a check mark. Fuck the blue check mark, okay. Fuck the blue check mark if you know what I'm stanking, okay? Before the blue check mark, before people were verified, before people thought you were legit, you had to have two things on Asianavenue. You had to have people sign your guestbook page. Like a yearbook, but you gotta have a guestbook page, right? And it doesn't matter how many posts you have. What matters is how many guestbook pages you have, okay? So in one page, you could have about 20 people saying, "Hey, nice page, check me out. Hey, nice page, subscribe to me." Nah, man, I had 23 pages of people just going, "Yo, what the fuck? This is so crazy, huh?" I was like, "Oh my god, blah, blah, blah." And one of them were the models. So I was living in Montreal. Some chick from SoCal, aka Southern California, if you don't know what I'm stanking, okay, messaged me. He's like, "Hey, that's me." I'm like, "Which one?" "This one." And it made her look like such a total idiot that I just left it and I just ignored her. But this is what makes you elite. Number one, a lot of guestbook pages. And number two, you gotta be member of the week. Wait, or month. Was it month? Yes, it was a member of the month. Because on Asianavenue, okay, people could decide who could be top dog. And I don't want to brag, you bitches, but this guy, aka me, was member of the week twice. Oh, sorry, member of the month. I'm gonna leave all that. Member of the month twice. And it was amazing because they sent me a hat and a little keychain. Boom. Now, because I was located in Montreal, because I was still, I believe I was like 16 or 17 at the time. I was into checking out the ladies. And somebody signed on my guestbook page. Someone called Misty Ann. And if you guys think that's her fake name, then you're right. But if you think it's her real name, then you're also right too. She signs on my I was going to say Facebook. She signs on my Asianavenue.com page and goes, "Hey, you're from Montreal. I think you're really funny. We should meet." And I'm like, whoa. Wait, before we actually go on, I didn't mention what my username was. Okay, now before I even mention my username, this is the build-up. Okay, you gotta have lots of fans. You gotta have a lot of guest book pages, and you gotta be member of the week once or maybe twice, just like me. But your username too had to be something, right? What do you guys think? Was it Dan Ramos Comedy? No. This is what it was, okay? I was Asianavenue's Member of the Month twice in a row with a username called Small X, Big X, Timbadan, Big X, Small X. So xXTimberDanXx. Now, I'm going to say that again. X, Small X, Big X, Timbadan, Big X, Small X. Now, why? You're laughing. You might. xXTimberDanXx? I kept on saying that in high school. Oh, what's your. Oh, my Asian Avenue? Oh, yeah. xXTimberDanXx. My high school friend, I'm going to call him out, Jimmy Lay. Okay, he was the one who introduced me to Asian Avenue in Montreal at Wager High School. Jimmy Lay was a cool dude. Jimmy Lay was a nerd. Jimmy Lay knew the interweb. Jimmy Lay tells me, "Hey, Dan, you want to meet some chicks?" I'm like, yeah, I guess. He's like, "You gotta open up an Asian Avenue page." I'm like, okay. Shows it to me. Username. That's the most important thing. Username, you know. He's like, "What do you like?" I'm like, "I love Timbaland." He's like, "What?" "I love Timbaland and Magoo. You know that song? Up in here, get gone, get gone, get gone, get gone, it was in Romeo Must Die. I'm gonna do that again, so that so your dumb Ramos stories ears could listen to the magic of why I chose this name. So Timbaland and Magoo. Timbaland is a producer rapper. Magoo is just a guy who talks like this, talks like that. Okay, so Timbaland is all low, and you got a guy who talks like this. All right, so Timbaland and Magoo. Timbaland and Magoo. They made a song called Up in Here. I don't know. I believe it was like 99, early 2000s. Called Get Crunk. The whole time. So Jimmy goes, "What do you love?" I'm like, I love Timbaland, yo. I love Timbaland. And he goes, "Okay." I'm like, "Timbadan." He's like, "Awesome." So then I type in Timba, capital T, capital D. Timba, not Timber. Wait, is it Timberdan? xXTimberDan. Oh my god, I don't even. Timber. No, it was Timber. I remember me and Jimmy Lay, the guy that I was talking about, we were discussing, is it Timba or Timber? What would be easier? Timbadan. That's easier. Okay, so we say, yeah, Timba. Timba. No. I'm an idiot. No. Timber. Timberdan. Such a fucking idiot. These are high school problems. So, Timberdan. And then just when I was about to press enter, he goes, whoa. I'm like, "Yeah, Jimmy Lay?" He goes, "Hey, You gotta add some X's. I'm like, huh? Started laughing like sexy X's, like triple X. It's like, nah, like me. And then I'm like, huh? He shows me his name. He got a small X, big X, and a big X and small X at the end of the name. And I go, yeah, that looks cool. So, long story short, this chick from Montreal wants to meet me, and my name is xXTimberDanXx, and she saw my dumbass Photoshop pictures of me and models, and she loved it, and she laughed, and she wanted to meet with me, and I'm like 16, 17, and I don't know what to do. And I just say, hey, let's just talk on the phone first. She's like, okay. She calls me up, 514-514. See? Local, beautiful, not a West Islander. If you're from Montreal, great. If you know what I mean. West Island. Anyway, so she calls me, and this is, remember, okay? I've never dated anyone ever in my life. This is the first time I've ever actually called a girl. Or I think she called me, I don't know. So we just talk on the phone. And for 10 minutes, the whole time, we're just like, oh, wow, it's you. Do you remember that? I can't. Listen. You cannot judge me, okay? Some of you horny fuckers are on Tinder and Grindr right now, swiping away with your cum-filled thumbs, okay? And you're telling me that me talking to this random Filipina chick, and I knew that she was Filipina because when I checked out Misty Ann, she had a picture of her lips going like, right, very close up. Her eyes were closed, but I hope she wasn't duling. That means cross-eyed in Filipino. But her only real picture was of her kissing the camera like this. And then a bunch of little sprites of, cars moving and a really annoying song. So, my girlfriend had to interrupt that Ramos story to tell me that it's going to take her another hour. And now I'm at a 1%, so let's just keep on rolling. So Misty Ann and I are talking on the phone. And then we decided to meet up. And this was early 2000s. Imagine 2000s, just when Who Wants to Be a Millionaire comes out. I'm already like, okay, I'm about to meet this chick. She's like about my age. She's Filipina. And I'm going to go out with her. And this is online. And I was so, not ashamed, but like embarrassed to tell anyone. So I didn't. I just told her, hey, let's meet at Plamonol Metro. And she did. I go and I'm like, oh my God. It was weird. Is it weird to say that it was like going on Tinder at 16 and then see? Yeah, that's weird. I might get canceled. But yo, man, like, we said hi. We took the bus all the way downtown, and because it's me, Dan Ramos, I love going to buffets, so I just suggested, hey, let's go to a buffet. She's like, okay. We go to a Chinese buffet. We start eating. And I'm like, wow, wait. I'm eating with someone that I like. And I'm just a mess. The way I eat my wings, my rice is... There's always rice underneath my plate. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me why. You know that water that they give you with the lemon? I dip my fingers in there, okay? I get a Coca-Cola. I call Coke that Coca-Cola. I like saying that Coca-Cola. I got a Coca-Cola with ice, and I use the lemon water from my tippy tip fingers, because when I eat my chicken wings, I use my hands. Don't you ever use your forks or a spoon or a knife. I swear, if you use your utensils. I want to talk about chicken for my 1% thing. This is just something, okay? What makes chicken upper class and lower class? Chicken is a chicken, right? If you saw a chicken breast at a fine dining restaurant, you eat it with knife and fork. If you saw a chicken at KFC, you eat it with your hands. Now, flip it around. Would it be weird if you're at a high-class restaurant and you see a deep-fried chicken wing and you eat it with your hands? Can you do that? Or if you go to see a KFC and you see a lean chicken breast, unsalted, just like the Karens love it. And and you eat it with a knife and fork at KFC. I don't know. Like, as a Filipino, I eat with my hands. Okay. Now, when I was growing up, people thought it was weird. You feel? If you're a brown round and from out of town, you know that feeling of exile. Sitting around, bunch of other white people looking at your food. You gotta explain to them what's what. And now look, it's on television. Oh, white guy's eating with his hands. He's a genius. He's a fucking god. People have been eating with their hands since they've had fucking hands. So yo, I wanna just put it out there. If you see someone eat with their hands, if you see someone eat some stinky food, shut your fucking nose, shut your fucking eyes, shut your fucking fingers, mind your own business, because you know that food's good. Okay? Fucking chefs think they know everything. Hey, I'm big, fat, and white. Listen to me. Listen to my heartbeat slowly and slowly until the cholesterol just, squid. Like, dude, come on. Am I naming any chefs out there? Or wannabe chefs? Or people that look like chefs? Or people that look like the white version of a grimace? Let's go back to buffets. Now, what I didn't know when I was eating, I was like, damn, wait, I'm with a girl. I'm on a date. Why did I bring a plastic bag in my pocket? Because when I go, when I was a kid, every time I go to Chinese buffets, I bring plastic bags so I could fill them with wings. First time I did that was my brother Don's 14th birthday, January 14th. On his 14th, we saw Biodome, and before that, we went to a Chinese restaurant. I stole over 16 chicken wings. I had the chicken wings in my pocket as we were watching Biodome. As soon as we got home from Biodome, I looked at my brother and said, man, wasn't a Biodome movie funny? He's like, yeah, Pauly Shore is the best. And I go, man, wasn't that buffet the best? He's like, yeah. And then I was like, well, here you go. And I just Houdini'd 16 wings out of my jogging pants. So I don't know, man. Buffets are, I love buffets. Listen to my fucking first Ramos story about buffets. I'm a buffet boy. I think that's gonna be me. Hashtag buffet boy. Ramos stories. Hashtag buffet boys. Okay. So we finish eating. Oh yeah, she saw the bag and she was like, yeah, cool, let's steal some more stuff. I'm like, cool. So we fill it up, fill the bag, and now we leave. It's a little bit nighttime. It's winter time in Montreal. I thought, yeah, it's pretty much over. She goes, hey, there's like a dance party we could go to. I'm like, oh, sweet. So we go over to this church, and there were a lot of Filipinos there. Now, some of you might say, wait, were you about to say fobs? And I was gonna say yes. Tons, because this is Montreal. Immigrants are everywhere, I was born in Montreal, so I somewhat felt like an outsider because I kind of didn't understand Tagalog. So I was there, and she was there with her crew, and these were some like gangster Filipinos that I know my parents wouldn't want me to hang out with. So she's dancing with everyone, and I'm just nodding my head like a nice boy. I'm so shy. I was like, man, who am I to be here? I'm like, you know what, Dan, just let her have her fun. So, after an hour of just like awkwardly dancing in the corner alone, I tell her, hey, I think I'm gonna go. She's like, okay, I'm gonna come with you to the bus stop. So Misty and I walked to the bus stop from St. Kevin's all the way up to the 161 Van Horn and Côte des Neiges. So I'm standing there. It's so cold. She's looking at me. And I was smiling. I was like, man, this was such a fun day. Thank you for. Oh, wait, by the way, I totally forgot. In the middle of, like, I guess in the beginning of the meetup, as soon as we saw each other, she took out, like, this glass bottle and chugged it and then threw it away. And I was like, what the fuck was that? She didn't really say what it was. And then I realized later that it was old school Thai Red Bull. Before Red Bull was in in a can, for the people who couldn't handle the real Thai Red Bull. Yeah, before she took a sip, she's like, "Do you want some?" I'm like, "No. What is that?" She's like, "Oh, it's good for everything." I'm like, "Okay, forget it." So that's why she had a lot of wings. Yo, Red Bull. My God, Red Bull gave her wings, and then Red Bull made me want to steal more chicken wings. That's a fucking callback. I love it. So we're at the 161 bus stop with my chicken wings filled. It looks like a boner, but my wings are just like weighing me down. I'm looking forward to these wings. The wings are weighing me down, and she's looking at me, and I'm feeling it. She walks closer to me. She grabs my hand, and she just puts her nose right by my nose, like an Eskimo kiss. And I'm like, oh my God, I just got so warm. I got so warm inside. And then I just started kissing her. I made the first, I guess she Scottied it and I just like shacked it, right? Is that the saying? So we started making out. Gently, I thought. And then she just starts deep-throating me with her tremors tongue, like, and I thought, oh my God, I love this nastiness. So now, we were at the front of the 161 line. When I like opened up my eyes, after like, I don't know how many minutes of making out, tremor to tremor, there was like 10 people that like moved away from us and they started their own line, so that now we're in the back of the fucking line, which is fine because we just started making out and my hand was on her butt. My hand was on her butt. Her butt was covered with her thick winter coat, which gave her the padding, and because of the padding on her jacket and the padding on my thick gloves, I couldn't feel anything, but my hand was on her butt. Man, it was beautiful. And I think we went sloppy, tongue. I think she pushed me away, and she's like, "Okay, good night." And then she walked back to the dance, and I think probably made out with another tremor boy or girl. Doesn't matter, I was so hard on the 161 bus with my chicken wings on my right leg and my other big turkey dong on my left leg. And I went home happily ever after. Misty Ann, wherever you are in Montreal, I hope you don't get angry at me, but I just want to let you know that xXTimberDanXx appreciates that first date, and that first date was unforgettable. And yes, it was online, and yes, was it scary? Of course. And yes, could have been catfished? Of course. But what was catfish at the time? I just trusted her. She trusted me. She thought my dumb drawings of Photoshop models saying dumb shit was funny. So there you go. My name is Dan Ramos. Thanks for listening to Ramos Stories. Good night. I hope Carla saves me, because this is, oh my God, I'm still at 1%. I can't believe I did an entire episode. I love this. Thanks, guys. Also, if you want to fly me down to Australia, Singapore, Vietnam, UK, Spain, Germany, Italy, Japan, India, or even Ireland, let me know, and I'll do a live podcast there. We could seriously COVID this whole thing and maybe do a video thing too. And maybe I'll bring a guest or two. Who knows? Guys, thanks for listening. Dan Ramos. And also check me out and Andrew Orolfo for Filipino food or Honda Accord. I'll put the link on Ramos Stories. Thanks, guys. Bye. Carla, please save me. And those are the sounds of Los Angeles, California. This is Dan Ramos of Ramos Stories. Enjoy.